This is the Sports Dynasty Podcast. I'm Trevor. This is Juan. And we are going to discuss the NFC West.
Take two,
because we had technical difficulties last time. But before we do that, like, share, subscribe. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Play Radio, at Podcast Dynasty on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, the Sports Dynasty Podcast. Check it out. We be posting stuff there every day. Be part of the conversation. Also, we're on Instagram at Sports Dynasty Podcast if you like pictures and stuff. And we also have a website at sportsdynastypodcast.com. We also have a website as well. You can subscribe there, and you can always be notified for every time we upload content. Now,
click that notification bell on YouTube too.
Yes. Okay. Now.
And apparently we're famous in India too. That's
no big deal. Apparently we're really into people interested in India. That's pretty cool. Shout out to India. Shout out to those guys, man. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Really cool. Anyway, let's get down to business. We'll get started.
Start singing. Anybody who likes Disney will know exactly what I'm about to start singing. Yeah, I don't have my script because, again, this take two and I forgot it at home. So I'm back to the unprofessional phone. My bad.
Well, she thinks.
Yeah. Take two for the NFC West.
Starting with the Arizona Cardinals.
They were 16th overall offense and 28th in overall defense in 2019. The one they're known for this offseason is the big trade with the Houston Texans, receiving DeAndre Hopkins by giving away David Johnson and a 2020 second round pick. You know, the thing that broke the internet.
Before COVID.
You could say during COVID. It was like the same day when COVID really started to outbreak on planet Earth. The same day this happened. And I took over the internet for like 4 hours before we went back to crying about COVID. And they transitioned to Kenyon Drake. And then they lost a couple people that no one really cares about. Demir Bird, Rodney Gunter, Zach Kerr, Joe Walker, and Cassius Marks. Who cares? And they signed Jordan Phillips, Devin Kennard, Devondre Campbell, and Calvin Beecham. Yeah.
They really do much.
We'll go this quick. Yeah.
But the draft.
This is what we care about right here.
The draft, they did select 8th overall Isaiah Simmons from Clemson.
Who somehow fell there.
He should have been much higher. In the 3rd round, they selected Josh Jones, the offensive tackle from the University of Houston. In the 4th round, they had 2 picks in the 4th round. They had Likai Foto, the defensive tackle from Utah. Sorry if I said his name wrong. They also had Rashard Lawrence, the defensive tackle from the LSU Tigers. And in the 6th round, they had selected Evan Weaver, a linebacker from California, and they wrapped it up with Eno Benjamin, running back from Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
So
they trying to bolster up that defensive line, as you can see, help out Chandler Jones.
Yes.
Please. So all their grades and stuff is going to be right on the NFL Guide 2020 that you will see sometime next week. I think I'll have it up before our big predictions episode next week.
Yes.
You guys will have that entire, I don't know how many pages, like 50 pages worth of information. It's going to be a lot of stuff. So have fun with all that. So track success. Let's get with it. So I'm the reason why I'm so right now is because we already did this and we gotta do it again. This is bothering me.
Well, track success.
Yeah, sorry. I got y'all. Track for success. What matters is Kyler Murray's development. He had a great rookie season, rookie of the year, even though I argue that he shouldn't have been, but he was rookie of the year. And he received a new toy, which is top 3 receiver in the entire NFL. So now that he's going to be their primary sure hands catch guy on the outside, they move Christian Kirk to number 2 and the outside, and then Larry Fitzgerald gets to go where he's comfortable in the slot. With all that done, and with Kenyon Drake, who loves open field running, That is the type of offense that the air raid offense is going to be. You're going to see the full version of it now. They have somebody who can catch the ball in a consistent basis, who can get open or make contested catches. Larry Fitzgerald catches everything, literally, but he can't get open anymore. That doesn't happen. That's why he needs to be in the slot. Now that DeAndre can take over the outside receiver slot, the X receiver slot, he can go on and play slot receiver, which I believe is the Y receiver. So they have that. They bolstered the offensive line at least a little bit, getting Josh Jones in a tackle position. So they should be able to protect Kyler Murray a little more, assuming he doesn't hold on to the ball for 50 years like he did last year. But again, there's always a rookie. That's a rookie thing. All of them do it. So with all that done, the offense should be really fun to watch. It should be something special. Now, Cliff Kingsbury did a great job last year, and he might be even better now that he has more pieces on the offense.
Yes.
So on defense, Isaiah Simmons brings speed into the linebacking position, help out with the run, help out with pass especially. They drafted 2 defensive tackles, try to help out that run D as much as possible, and give Chandler Jones, eat up blocks for Chandler Jones to get back to the passer, hopefully. And Patrick Peterson needs to just play like Patrick Peterson and not the bum that he was last year. That all happens. This team has a lot of promise, and they're again going to be very fun and intriguing team to watch in this year. In a week and change from now.
Yes.
Exactly 1 week from today will be in Kansas City and Houston Open. Wow.
Yes.
It's finally here. So, predictions. So I have them in this thing. Again, what I say here might change in the episode next week. But based on the little things that I was doing, this is what I came up with for now. I have them right now 7-9. They were, I believe, 5-10-1 the year prior.
Yes.
7-9, 2 full wins higher. That's success to me. Once they fix that defense up, they can win 10 and become good.
6-10 is a pretty decent thing they did. 6-10 as well. 7-9, I see it as well. I'm really interested. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of those people that was completely down when they hired Cliff Kingsbury. I said this is not gonna work. I said this is not gonna work, and so far he's proven me wrong. This proves nothing wrong with that. He's getting his feet wet in the league. So, hopefully he can build on from there. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Let's continue on. The Los Angeles Rams, who are 11th overall on offense and 17th, surprisingly, on defense. Oh, and Arizona Cardinals grade for I always do this. At least the last time. Arizona's grade for their offseason, I gave a C+. They got to get that defense better. No, like I said, the Rams. What they are known for. Their Brandon Cooks trade to the Houston Texans, as you saw from episodes past, and if you paid attention at all in April, Houston was very active in trade block. So they traded Brandon Cooks and a 2022 4th-round pick for just a 2nd-round pick. The losses.
They lost Dante Fowler to the Falcons, Corey Littleton to the Raiders, Todd Gurley to the Falcons, and Nickel Roby Coleman to the Eagles, to name a few. Which, honestly, Kobe Roman is a pretty big loss, and Corey Littleton is a very big loss for that defense. Mm-hmm. Especially, it sucks because it's like, in early episodes, I did say that the demise of the LA Rams is coming quickly as possible, and they did. They gambled on the Super Bowl run, it failed, and it backfired completely. So now you have these players you can't pay, so they're going to go. So it's very interesting what's going to happen next.
Yeah, they had to build off the draft.
I mean, they have winnable additions. I mean, they did sign Leonard Floyd, Ashawn Robinson, and just name a few. Because they can. They didn't do much, so
they also couldn't afford much.
Yeah,
and plus they have to pay Ramsey soon, so. But
they
also lost kicker Greg Zerline, who was a beast kicker for like 5 years. Yeah. He had a down year last year, but
still a lot better than most kickers in the league last year. Yeah. The kicker last year was horrible, except for Justin Tucker. Everybody else sucked pretty much.
And Eric Weddle retired.
Yeah, and Eric Weddle did retire. So
the draft.
For the draft, they obviously they didn't have a first round pick because they traded it away for
Jalen Ramsey. So their first round pick was Jalen Ramsey.
So Jalen Ramsey was their first round pick. In the second round, they had 2 picks. They have running back Cam Akers from Florida State, and they have Van Jones from Florida, wide receiver.
Van Jefferson.
Yes. Oh, Van Jones. Did I say Van Jones?
Yeah, you did say that.
I'm sorry, Van Jefferson. I don't know why I said Van Jones for. In the third round, they got linebacker Terrell Lewis from Alabama and safety Terrell Burgess from Utah. In the 4th, they got tight end Bryson Hopkins from Purdue. In the 6th round, they got safety Jordan Fuller from the Ohio State. And he had 3 picks in the 7th round. Clay Johnson from Baylor, the linebacker. A kicker, Sam Sloman from Miami of Ohio. And guard Tremaine Arkland from Clemson, their draft. I like the Terrell Lewis pick from Alabama. I think it's definitely one of the definitely need linebackers on this team. But I do like it. I guess the Sam Sloman pick makes more sense because Greg Zuerlein's gone. You need to cut
Yeah.
And other than that, I think they filled what they could. They filled what they needed, spots what they needed. It's not enough, but you couldn't afford to do anything anyway. So this is the best you can do. Try to replace the pieces you lost, which possibly is not going to happen. But who knows? We've seen worse. We've seen crazy things.
Yeah, definitely have. Gave them a C+ for their offseason grade as well. They did what they could, like you said. C+ is not a bad grade. So try for success. Just forget about 2019. That was your Super Bowl hangover year.
Yes.
So just throw it away. Throw it away. Cooper Kupp needs to take the next step and become the next number 1. I believe, I'm not mistaken, that is Jared Goff's favorite target anyway, so I don't see any problem as to him actually making that next step. He's always shown crazy flashes of this domination on the field, so I don't see why he can't take that step. Jalen Ramsey needs to be Jaguars Jalen Ramsey and not the shell of himself that he was in the Rams. I will say that he came in close around mid-season, you know what I'm saying? So he probably didn't have to play it down and whatnot, so it's all right. So now that he has he had that half season and the little thing we call an off season this year, he has some time in that book. Hopefully he slept with it and got it in his head. They need a pass rush that's not named Aaron Donald pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Aaron Donald was the best defensive lineman in football, fact, but he is only one man. So you do need to have somebody there to clean up the havoc that he causes. Dante Fowler was that person who used to clean up the havoc that Aaron Donald used to cause. He used to push 2 people backwards and he can't finish when the quarterback sees that and throws the ball away or throws it to a completion or whatever. Dante Fowler used to be the guy who's come and finish the job. They need that. And since they lost Eric Weddle and I don't even know who other safety is top of my head, they need their safeties to develop. I believe they drafted 2 of them. So
yes,
one of them should show some type of pulse and they should be A-okay, at least be around the same as they were last year. And Jared Goff is Jared Goff. We already know how he is by now, so whatever. But he has plenty of toys. He has arguably the 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th best. I'll probably say 3rd to the 2nd best tight end tandem in the league. The only one I can think of that's better on top of my head is Philadelphia with Goddard and Ertz. Tyler Higbee and Gerald Everett are 2 great receiving tight ends. He has plenty of toys. So the offense shouldn't bite the dust that much, but we'll see. If Sean McVay, continues to evolve his offense, then there should be no problem as them putting points up.
Yes.
Literally that simple.
I'm glad you mentioned that too. Obviously, people say, that they figured him out last year. They figured him out because, he came in this big hot shot. He was a big hot shot young coach with his innovative offense that no one could stop. Obviously, the league's caught up and caught on to him. So I think you're right. He does have to evolve the offense. Mm-hmm. He does have to be more innovative in other ways because, you got to evolve. You can't be standing forever. So he should be all right. He's a coach. He'll be all right.
And I thought he showed that at the end of the year. That's why they took 9 games. They won 9 games last year. So it wasn't the 13 or 14, whatever they won last year, but 2 years ago. But they still got 9. So they got something going. But I have them here about 8 and 8. Yeah. So around the same as last year.
About 8 and 8. Just like I said, they have to work with the defense. The defense has. They have to, obviously just do what they can, but the defense is going to be some work. But besides that, that's 8 is pretty good.
Yeah. Plus their line was hot garbage last year. I'm just guessing that was a down year because they have some good players there. So I don't know why they sucked as much as they did last year. But hopefully they fix that. If they don't fix that, then they're not going to be no 8. But if they do, then they should be around.
But at least they play in a very tough division anyway, so they'll get key wins against Seattle or San Francisco. And they'll all play each other hard, so So
speaking of Seattle, that's what's next. They're 9th in overall offense and 22nd in overall defense. They're also busy in trade block. They traded for cornerback Quentin Dunbar from the Washington football team for a 5th round pick and safety Jamal Adams, the big trade that happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a 4th round pick in for 2020 for Bradley McDougall, who was their old safety, a 2021 and 2022 first round pick, and a 3rd round pick for next year also. So they traded a lot for that, but that does make their secondary significantly better, which is to me their weakness of their defense last year. They did lose Jadeveon Clowney, and he's still at this moment still unemployed, even though there are rumors now that the Saints are interested. I don't know why they're wasting money on that when they have to pay their young kids soon, but whatever. So he's right now still a free agent. Ezekiel Anza, guard DJ Fluker, Quentin Jefferson, Jermaine Ifedi, good riddance, George Fant, and Tedrick Thompson. This people. They signed BJ Finney, Michael Potty. They both suck. Brandon Snell also sucks. Tyler Olsen, who is ancient, and Bruce Irvin, who's played in this system before, so he might be able to reach at least part of what he was back 6-7 years ago. Carlos Hyde they signed, and Philip Dorsett and Cedric Abubi. Just trash offensive lineman. Trash.
Yeah.
I got drafted.
I didn't draft. Yeah, I think it's done. Yeah, draft. Seattle, they hit a home run on their first round collection. They got Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech. In the 2nd round, they got defensive end Darrell Taylor from Tennessee. In the 3rd round, they got offensive guard Damian Lewis from the world champion LSU Tigers. The 4th round, they drafted Colby Parkinson from Stanford, tight end, pretty good pick. Also in round 4, they drafted running back DJ Dallas from the University of Miami. Alton Robinson, the defensive end, was selected in the 5th round from Syracuse. Freddie Swain from Florida, wide receiver, pretty much special teams guy in the 6th round. And to wrap it up was tight end / wide receiver Stephen Sullivan from LSU. So, like I said, it's pretty good. I think the linebacker position was definitely needed in drafting Jordan Brooks at the first selection.
I'm sure Bobby Wagner is very happy about that. He'll get some help.
Very, 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 very good. You expect to see the special teams side of the ball be, a little bit different, especially I think they were like the 2nd or 3rd best special teams team last year, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but they were pretty good last year. They're pretty good special teams. So, I like the Freddie Swain pick. So it makes sense. So, I don't know. They had a pretty good draft.
Give them a C. I'm not sure about the players they signed to really make an impact. The rookies barely make an impact first year anyway, so whatever. What they do, that's a plus for them. But the signings I don't like very much. So I give them a C just to be nice. So track for success. Protect Russell Wilson for the love of God.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have to say much. Everybody knows. That's like the talk of the town. That everybody knows their Seahawks offensive line is worse than it was last year. So figure it out. DK Metcalf will take an extra step up and really become a nice solid number 2 alongside of Tyler Lockett. Be a nice little duo. Yeah, they signed this junkie again today for some reason.
Josh Gordon. They resigned the deals waiting for him to be reinstated for 5th time. My God.
Yeah, to mess up again because he's a junkie or whatever. Figure out their front 7 because now that is their biggest weakness in their defense. Their secondary, I can argue, was fixed. Now the front 7, namely the front 4, without Clowney, this is a really, really bad defensive line. Not good at all. So the secondary could be good all it wants, but if there is nobody rushing the passer, you're gonna be chasing receivers for like 10 seconds, and then someone's gonna get open. So they need to figure out a way to get pressure and health. That word health was arguably the reason why there wasn't a San Francisco versus Seattle part 3, because both running backs, Chris Carson and Rashad Penny, were hurt against the Green Bay Packers. So, this is thunder outside. We're just listening to what we're going to have to go up against in a few. All those running backs who Seattle is still a running team again for some reason. They weren't able to utilize that against Green Bay, which Green Bay is a great pass rushing defense. They should have been able to exploit, hence what happens to them the week after. Was able to exploit the run on them, but they couldn't do that with an ancient Marshawn Lynch and some guy who was the third string running back. So there should have been around 3, but there wasn't because of health. So maybe this time health will be on their side and they'll be able to get as far as they should be able to go. With that said, I think their record is going to be the same as last year, 11-5, but it's a better 11-5 because their schedule is harder. So, with that said, that might be enough to take the division. I don't know yet. Yeah, I honestly don't have a clue. So, but I'm 11-5 for now.
And finally, the Super Bowl runner-ups, they sang this.
You guys got the same thing?
Go 49. Yeah, I pretty much said the same.
You just went straight forward. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with everything you said.
So 49ers, yeah. 2nd overall in offense and 8th in overall defense. Another trade. About all 4 of these guys went through a lot of trades. They traded their defensive tackle and arguably the best interior defensive lineman in DeForest Buckner for a first-round pick from the Indianapolis Colts. And they traded away Marquise Goodwin for a 6th-round pick. And traded away Matt Breida for a 5th-round pick. Just dumping off salaries and people they're not trying to pay. They also traded a 5th-round pick and a 3rd-round pick for a 2021 draft for Trent Williams, offensive tackle from the Washington football team, because Joe Staley retired. So they arguably upgraded, but he hasn't played in over a year, so we don't know the type of shape he's going to be in, or if he can repeat what Joe Staley was able to do, which he was a bulldozing tackle who used to put people on their ass on the run. We'll see if he can do that. They also lost Emmanuel Sanders, which is a big loss. They signed Jordan Reed for some interesting reason. They signed Tavon Austin. Don't ask me why. My job is to explain to you why. I don't know why. He sucks. And Travis Benjamin, they signed off from the Los Angeles Chargers, except he has opted out. Draft. Unless they got more people.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
On the draft, they signed 14th overall defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. They also had another draft in the 2nd round, Brandon Ayuk, the wide receiver. 153rd overall, they had Colton McKivitz, offensive line. I probably said his name wrong. I apologize.
That looks right to me. Huh?
It looks right to me, though. Charlie Warner, the tight end, 190th overall. And they wrapped it up with Jawan Jennings, wide receiver, 217th overall. So, not much they can work with. They pretty much traded everybody. So, everybody for the draft. So,
yeah, basically, it is got Kinlaw to replace Buckner and got some receivers.
They're just trying to pretty much try to run it back, but that's pretty much it.
That's basically what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're just gonna run it back. The team is gonna be the same. I gave their offseason a C- basically, because again, when you're getting people to replace people who produce, Emmanuel Sanders who produce, DeForest Buckner who produce, you're replacing them with question marks. Hard to give them a high grade. So the track for success. Similarly to the Los Angeles Rams, they need to forget about that Super Bowl. The year they do not forget about, but the Super Bowl they should.
The last 10 minutes of the Super Bowl, forget about that.
Yes, literally the last, they were winning, 20-something to
20 to 10.
Yeah, at 11 minutes left into the 4th quarter, and that's when everything went downhill. So they should probably forget about that. Jimmy Garoppolo specifically needs to forget about that, because he's the one that had that ridiculous overthrow that NFL quarterbacks are supposed to be able to make to win the game. He did not do that. He freaking sold the freaking pass, the touch pass. So forget about that, please. Otherwise, I fear that might mess with your confidence. The secondary needs to maintain their 2019 play. I personally think everybody that's not named Richard Sherman reached last year. I don't think they played as good as they should have, but they did. So if they were to maintain that type of play, they should be A-okay. Javon Kinlaw needs to replace DeForest Buckner because the 49ers' strength on defense is their defensive line, their ferocious pass rush. DeForest Buckner played both ways, pass rush and run defense. He needs to replace that for him to be the same. Shanahan's zone run scheme needs to continue to destroy people. It has been for years. It's literally been in the family for like generations. It's worked for generations. I don't see why that would change, but that's a point that has to be made. And Richard Sherman needs to not show the itty bits of age that he showed in the last 2 games of the season from last year. You know, getting burnt by, what's his bum's name? Sammy Watkins in Super Bowl was not nice to see. And although this happened before 49ers already won the game, in that Green Bay game, he did get his ass completely cut later on in the game that most people probably didn't see by Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams is not known as a speedster, so that should not have happened. So I'm just hoping that he didn't lose his speed yet, because if he did, this is a massive issue, because he's not going to be able to keep up with anybody. An example I used in take 1 was Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey was a freaking beast for many years. And all of a sudden, in the 2012 AFC Divisional Round game against the Baltimore Ravens, he matched up with Torrey Smith. And that was not good.
It ate him up good.
Torrey Smith obliterated him. Why? Because Champ Bailey lost his speed. He was one of the more athletic players in his entire career, but the older you get, the more likely that goes away. And he just lost it and was never a viable corner ever since. Lost it. He tried to play 2 more years in 13 and 14. He went to the Saints in 14. People probably don't remember this. And I don't even know if he made the team. I don't remember. So he lost it. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to Sherman right now. I hope not. But if it does, at least I think the 49ers will be smart enough to put him at safety if that happens. All right. So my prediction for them is going to be the same record as Seattle. They're going to win actually 11, not, was it 13 they won last year? I think it's 13.
Yeah, 13-3 last year.
Yeah, I think they'll hit 11 instead this year and tie with Seattle and have a nice little war to win that division.
Yeah, they had trouble for as well.
Trouble for
is not that bad. You know, they're pretty much the division again. Try running back and everything, so it should be interesting. Can't wait for it. That being said,
that's our NFC West.
Yes, take 2.
Take 2.
Yes.
Yes. So the AFC West should be uploaded right after this one. So we're done.
Yes, thank you.
We're telling the future. We're done with the whole thing.
But at first things first, thank you for supporting us and also with this guy. It was a very fun project we did. So that being said,
you'll hear that in the AFC West episode.
Yeah, but I'm saying it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Radio, at Podcast Dynasty on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called the Sports Dynasty Podcast Group. Check it out. Be part of the conversation. On Instagram, we are on Instagram at Sports Dynasty Podcast, and we have a website, sportsdynastypodcast.com. Make sure you click subscribe so you'll be notified for every single time we upload content, so you never be out of the loop. Once again, we thank you all, and we will see you very soon. Next week we're going to have the big predictions for the NFL season. We will be posting on the group. Post your predictions, what is going to happen. It's going to be.
Oh yeah, so I say that. Oops.
Yeah. We're gonna post it mostly the rest of the week. See what the predictions are, and you can pretty much,
I'll put your predictions right on the video.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. So check us out. We'll see you soon, and peace, love, and out.